The Entropy Centre is a Portal-like puzzle game where your gun can reverse something's entropy, synonymous with running it backwards in time, or similar to time inversion in Christopher Nolan's Tenet. In this video, I'll go through a few of my favorite puzzles and their solutions. To introduce you to this kind of problem solving, what you want to do is solve the puzzle in reverse. If you have a movable object, you want that object's past to be your future. And so you'll notice I put the block on the final pressure plate to begin with, and then the one I needed to open the door, and then I can time invert it. So let's have a look at our first more complicated puzzle here. And to start, I'll just look around. You'll notice we have a few different pressure plates that'll open different doors or get rid of a set of laser beams right up there so that I can enter through that way. There's also a bridge we'll need to lift up, and lastly open the final door to exit and complete the puzzle. And similar to the last example, we have this movable block that we can put on each pressure plate. So I'll move this guy around and start with the last place we'll need it, the exit, then the next place, the bridge, to get to the exit, and we'll need to get through those laser beams, so put it right there. We'll also need to get through the door over on this side, so that is the first place we'll go through. We have this nice little launch pad back here, and first I'll go ahead and move it to get rid of the lasers, and then we'll launch over that way, and so on and so forth. We'll keep running it backwards in time through the path that we took it. So we're going back to the block's earliest point as we continue forward. Now this next puzzle has a few different elements in it. For one thing, it's got a flowing body of water, which can move around our blocks. It also has a new block, which is a movable jump pad. Now you'll see we have two pressure plates to open the exit, so we'll need two blocks for each of that. Each at the very start, we'll need to place them there. So that's our movable jump plate there. And you'll notice I just hover it over the water. Well, that's because we'll need it to land in the water later on. And there's our other block we'll need, so let's go ahead and put that one on the exit pressure plate, where we'll need both blocks at the end of the puzzle. Now we'll take this one back up before we put it on that pressure plate, which will raise a bridge at the bottom of the river there. Let's go ahead and put our jump plate into the water. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't go down there and move it. Well, if it's down there, how are we going to get back up? And we can go up this way. There's another little jump plate I just walked past. So now I'll go ahead and rearrange this guy, and that'll allow us to get to the exit. So now we're good to head on up, and you'll see the glory of the jump plate here as we make it across this gap. I'll have to jump. There we go. And now we have to get our two blocks back to their exit pressure plates. And so I started with this one. Would have made more sense actually to do the jump block first, but it worked out anyway. The reason I say that is you'll notice on the entropy gun there, where I have my sunglasses at the moment, there is a time limit. So depending on where you are in the game, there's actually a limit as to how far back in time you can send your blocks. And this one was just barely enough time. You'll notice I can't send it any further back than when I placed it on that pressure plate. But that is that puzzle solved. Let's move on to the next one. Now this puzzle has some of the same elements we've been seeing. It does have flowing water, but it does also have a new thing, which is this bridge block. And you'll see me use it right off the bat here to set up our bridge we'll need. So they do give us a nice little hint there with that square. And then we're going to use it to cross the water. You'll notice I brought it over the water, kind of similar to what we did with the jump block in the last puzzle, that actually took me a little while to figure out how we were going to cross the river twice with one block, because, yeah, you can't bring it across with its own bridge, right? But, yeah, you put it in the water like that, and then just run it back in time. Now, we will need this block eventually for that pressure plate I just walked over, but for now, we're going to put it on the exit pressure plate there, and that is the last place we're gonna need it, so that's the first place I bring it, right? And then we'll put it here. That'll actually raise an elevator, but we don't want it raised for now, so we'll leave it off to the side, then get on the elevator before we move that back. It's nice that there's no range to how far we can fire the entropy gun. So that's all great. Now we'll bring our bridge block back. We still need to stay on the elevator to get onto there. We'll run it all the way back out of the water to where we first put it. And we'll hop on this nice bridge we just made. Now we can let the elevator down. So we'll move that block to where we had it before on the exit pressure plate, and that will solve the puzzle. So I've really been enjoying this game. Thought these were some fun puzzles to share, so thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.